Here. And okay, I started recording. It's 2:59. Let's kick this off. And how do I do this here? It's this button over here. Okie doke. Right. Well, there you go. My name's Daniel Markham here at the Roundup. Roundup is a bunch of friends getting together talking about news of the week from a technical and practice standpoint. There are no rules really, aside from talk about kind of current stuff from a technology standpoint. We tell at least one joke per month at least. There's a quote on this. No guarantee. You get your money back, actually, if you don't like the jokes. I'm Daniel Markham here with John Kern. John, hey, how's it going, man?
Good. Yeah, definitely no guarantees about the quality of the jokes. I have my limits.
See, that's the secret truth of dad jokes is that you just suck at humor. You get old enough, you just suck at humor. It's like, hey, those words rhyme, and the kids are like, oh, he's a moron. So you have to enjoy your feeble-mindedness. It's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, be happy. Okay, so what you been up to this week?
Oh, well, let's see. Doing what I would say is the in-betweens, the last game of the football season and the start of something more, Eagles-esque. So I will meet out. We're rewatching the games so I'm just about at the end of the regular season. So I still have, luckily, because the Eagles went all the way, 4 playoff games, including the Super Bowl. So
I didn't know that. Did they go all the way, really? Nobody ever mentions that. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So, and I think, we definitely crammed the end of This Is Us last week.
You made it.
We finished just because my wife had to travel, so
coming up on the middle of season 3, was it worth going to the end? Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there were some parts in the middle, there were a few episodes where it was kind of like, okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but then it got good again.
Okay.
Yeah. And the last one, you could skip.
Really?
Oddly enough.
The last episode?
Yeah, the very second to the last was definitely enough.
Okay.
And it was a little surprising, like there's another one after it. You could, retrospective, I could see why they did it, but literally the second to the last was amazing. Like a really cool way to wrap things up. And then there was a bit of I guess we need to show things.
See that they're doing a movie or series, and they have just a heck of a great ending. And like, wow, you really know. And you got another 10 minutes. And they show you that, hey, things have changed, and Joe actually became the plumber of his dreams and all that. It's like,
yeah, you get kind of surprised nobody talks him out of it. Like, this was brilliant. This is enough. Yeah. A little bit like, some coding features, adding extra stuff nobody needs or asks for.
Chasing the Sopranos. If I ever see that man on the street, I'm going to punch him in the head and then thank him for doing a wonderful job. You just turn the camera off. Bam. You're done.
Yeah, that's one series that I've heard, like, it's stupendous, and I've never watched any of it.
Well, he was thinking what to do through the last season, and a couple times during the series, our mob boss hero, you think, I wonder what it would be like if somebody shot you in the head. It'd probably just be nothing. Just dark. And so he said, well, I'm just going to stop them. And then people can either think we stopped because we didn't know what to write, or they can say we stopped because we killed him, or they can just make up their own ending. It's an open ending.
Wow.
And so he's got the family coming into a restaurant. They put stuff on the jukebox, and then these shady-looking guys come in who might be killers, and then they talk a little bit because the first scene of the series is them talking around a table. So at the end, they're talking around a table, and you see how everything it just boom. So Chase was talking about. He said, "See, I gotta have a song for the jukebox." He said, "I was thinking about Journey and Don't Stop Believing." And he said, "Everybody I mentioned it to hated the idea." They went crazy. He said, so I said, that had to be it. Ignored the crap out of so many people. He's like, that's it. That's what I want. And so,
wow, yeah, I would have been one of those. What?
yeah, many, like watching TV, like, what's going to happen? You're going to get shot, and just, right, yeah.
Yeah, you just orders the pizza.
You don't know. Does the story not go on that you're not supposed to know? Yeah.
Ah, interesting. That's a brave ending. Yeah.
Yeah. That good shows usually have writers who are willing to take some chances.
Yeah. How about you? Anything?
I've been doing quite a bit of everything. I have created my AI voice clone. I'll have to show you that a little later. So I found four hours of audio of me talking, uploaded to this AI generator. Dag, it sounds like I got a little robot me, man. It's just really weird. And I think I like the robot me better than I like me.
Oh.
But see, I get hung up, I stutter, I can't remember stuff. I just type in a little robot me, he says stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. There's that. Yes. Well, maybe you need to tailor it and say be a little more realistic. And
Well, see, it's funny because they have a new model, and now, by the way, I completely hate these assholes. I have to say this because this is the worst platform ever. 11 Labs, wonderful product.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Product, as far as I can tell, I think they have trained monkeys that actually have created this, and maybe some sort of evil satanic influence on how the features work. It's free. You can do like 10 minutes of audio a month. Oh yeah, so of course you can't use that. So you got $20 for the first thing. You get maybe an hour. So I paid you $20, got an hour, and it has different models: turbo model, Model 1, Model 2, Model 2 Plus, and each model's supposed to be better. Okay. So I said I got to do my audio book. Had to bump up to the $100 a month subscription. So I'm like, I'll just do it for a month.
Oh yeah, I see what you're angling towards.
So I'll just do it for a month. I'll make my recordings and I'll be done. And the guy was so awful. I bet you I killed 15 hours trying to figure out how to you can make it talk. And you can also make it act like it's in a play where you can assign voices to different parts. And that's what I want to do.
Okay.
There's no help files on how to do that anywhere online. So you're just crap out. I finally figured it out, and you end up doing these non-intuitive things with the buttons. So anyway, they came out with version 3 alpha 2 days ago. And alpha will let you put little things in brackets that it will, like, happy or sad or very angry.
Oh, yeah.
Try to do that.
Yeah, that's cool, because I did something like that with Grok, but just, asking it to simulate a conversation about selling something, and like to make a voice salesperson for this particular type of product, like cologne, something like that. Can't do anything kind of non, let's say, people could have opinions about smells and things, and it had things in brackets about the tone of it was brilliant. So because that's realistic. That you can imagine that conversation with that tone at that point, and so that's cool that you can hint at tone.
Okay, so I'm going to say, hello, John, this is Robot Daniel. And then in a laughing, the cows came home. Cows finally came home. Well, that's funny, but the way humor works is if you laugh, then people think it's funny. Okay, so here we go.
Awesome.
You type in what you want. The new model is alpha. You put the prompt in, and it puts the emotion in. So I hit the generate speech button. Let me pull this up a little bit here. So you can see the bottom here. Dang it. One moment, please.
Where's the play button?
Yeah. There we go. So, like that, and then up like, God bless it. Okay, fine. Here we go. So, generate speech. right? And it goes and it's thinking through the things. And this is very small, so maybe less than 30 seconds or so it'll come back.
Hello, John. This is Robot Daniel. The cows finally came home.
That doesn't sound like me, does it? It's stupid. It's a stupid voice. But I can switch to version, instead of alpha over here, I'll switch back to version 2. Okay. And I'll generate the speech again here.
Hello, John. This is Robot Daniel. The cows finally came home.
Did you hear that? Could you hear that? No. Okay.
I tried again, I think.
Okay.
Hello, John. This is Robot Daniel. The cows finally came home.
No. Okay. I have it. I'm not going to mess with the audio, but I will. I will actually send this to you. I can do this download. And then
That's cool. Yeah, I heard the other one, but not this one, oddly enough. Why be consistent?
Okay, I got that. I just dragged this over here. There you go. I think that should be available.
Cool. We'll check it out.
Click on that and see if it does work. I'm interested in what is that.
Where'd you stick it?
Yeah, it should be in the chat.
That's what I thought.
Let me see. Here it is.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, John. This is Robot Daniel. The cows finally came home.
That sounds like you.
Sounds
totally.
It's just weird. It's just weird. So it took me another 12 hours to figure out how to do the actors. And then I finally realized now that I can do emotions, if they'll let me keep the credits from the 1 month, I'll just use those, and they will not. They'll say, "Oh no, you got to the end of the month to use up your $100. It's going to be another $100."
Pricks. Yeah.
$200 now. I got a week to finish up whatever I'm doing.
I guess this would be like if you were using it to power some AI kind of website and you wanted it, and you could, have some semblance of how much you want per month.
Yes, I think either B2B solution where like maybe you're the CEO and you're always the person on the phone answering it. Something along those lines. My use case is actually making an audio book. Number one, and I'm interested. I don't want to go back to training, but it would be cool to do some kind of training using this voice to see if it does really well or not. So it's a cool tool. It's a really cool tool. I wish they hadn't been such jerks about the way they made it.
Yeah.
So our first.
Well, it's a nascent technology, and I know there are alternatives. So.
Here there are. I spent yesterday evening putting a chapter in and going through and typing in a little bracket saying laughing and serious and everything, and putting all the little characters in. It took about 4 hours, and then it was model 2, and so it actually read out laughing. Hi, how are you doing? It's the model 3, and it took the little tags away. Look, my Grok. I went to Grok. I'm like, Grok, put the tags in, like if this person's happy. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm like, frack, man. I said, could you put them in brackets? Yeah, okay. So it puts it brackets inside the quote. I'm like, can you put it outside? And so I'm talking. Grok will do it. And I'm going to use Grok.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Grok. Yeah.
Grok is my co-pilot, yeah.
Yeah.
Here, first article here is the...
Yeah. Agile Auto is in the house.
Hey, Mr. Tim. Welcome, Mr. Tim. We actually have with and some sort of semblance of order now. Here he comes. Timothy.
He's still muted. We'll see if
We see his face.
technologically savvy.
Puppet comes up, or like somebody in a bag, or a Nixon man.
Well, or an actual otter.
An actual otter, yeah.
They are pretty agile.
Yes.
Seems, yeah.
The other day, a joke about you met. There he is. He's Timothy. Howdy.
Oh, maybe I have a voice and a camera.
Ooh, both. Two thumbs up.
What are the odds of that?
Sometimes slim around these parts.
Apparently I hadn't run Discord on this machine, so it had to stop and ask me permission for everything, so.
Yeah, and then download 67 updates. Yeah.
once I get through those, I'll be fine.
I finally got really my old internet.
Well, it's nice to see Daniel.
And my new internet, I have a fiber internet, so I am a happy guy. Tim, you're in your home. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's this. Something must always go wrong with these shows. So there's a volume control next to my name. If you look at the little chat off to the left, you'll see people's names, and you can actually right click on that and set their volume up or down.
Triple dots if you hover over
That's as well. Yep.
a person's icon.
Look at the little people talking. They all have triple dots in the images, and you click on that, and you can do crazy stuff.
You're at 100%, and I can barely hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
And John, I hear you large and in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you as well. Yeah, it's just Daniel. We get used to this with Daniel and his technology. he's you just need to be happy that down in the holler, we can at least hear him a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm turning you down so I can turn everything up.
Yep, that's
We'll adjust another way.
Well, part of the problem here, Tim, is that I have to do a feedback loop. So it's a lot of feedback, record, and I get it dialed in for me talking locally, and then it doesn't work with people coming in on Discord. So we'll get it working. This is the least of our problems, my friend. Least of our problems. Though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a chroma key in here because I'm just a nerd. I'm going to zap out the black in that video here. I go like this. I go custom, and then I click select color. Boom, bada bing, and this should make you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. There you are. Oh, you're like floating. Okay, hang on. I'll make you giant floating. So I'm just having way too much fun with these people. I really.
Now we can't see the background. Oh, I see what you're doing.
All right. So
Doesn't even hurt.
we have a couple links today. I'm just going to move this over to the right. Okay. The first link is what was that, John? I forget what we had first. Was it
Which one are you doing? The NASA Voyager Kelvin thing? Or?
let's do this one. So you posted this in Oddball Science. This found a flare with 50,000 Kelvin in the solar system.
That's hot.
Get hot, man.
For those of you who don't measure things in Kelvin or Rankine or anything like that, it's as my southern buddy would say. Well, he used to say this when I would tell him the temperature when I lived in Russia for a while. It was cold with a capital F. So hence the this is hot with a capital K.
It's like dang cold and dang.
Yeah.
I lost it. I had a picture somewhere. There's actually the Kelvin is some sort of Star Trek reference. They rebooted their universe and they call it the Kelvin universe. And in the show, they also had a boundary layer at the edge of the galaxy that was really hot. So I'm like, wow, oh my goodness, this is the solar system, of course.
Oh yeah, that was mentioned. I think in either the pre-article or they mentioned that this was a thing in a Star Trek episode, and it's kind of what they're talking about, like a bow wave.
Yes.
Like a shock wave in front of the solar system or galaxy running through which is wild to think about.
Zooming out of the there's the heliosphere and the heliopause. And then there's the ring of fire, the bow wave.
It's crazy to think that Voyager 1 has been flying for 50 years.
Yeah.
And it's out, finally, I guess in 2018, Voyager 2 left. So one was in 2010 or 12 it left the galaxy. No. The solar system or the galaxy? Solar system.
Yeah, that's the
solar system.
Size of humongous. The galaxy's even more, double humongous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird is that it's been traveling 50 years and it'll get to the nearest star system in 10,000 years, which is like, yeah.
Yeah, you need warp speed, apparently.
Yeah, you can't carry your fuel with you. It's called the tyranny of the rocket equation, and it just does not work. Okay, my story for Oddball Science was the world's largest sand battery. Just went online in Finland. A sand battery. You store your sand up for later. Like if you ever go to a playground, you could take sand with you. No, you're not storing your sand up. It's storing power by sending heat to the sand. The sand gets dang hot, and then they pull the heat back out to make electricity. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?
Well, somewhat my dad, except it wasn't sand.
Okay.
But he did it. He created a parabolic solar collector, put it up on the roof in the late 70s. I was in, I remember trying to use my aerospace knowledge about heat transfer, fluid dynamics, typically water flowing through a pipe, what speed would you, if you think of the cross-section of a parabolic reflector and a pipe going down the loci of the parabola, so that all the sun's energy was focused on this pipe, and then you pumped water through there, you'd want to not have laminar flow, because that would be less heat transfer. You'd want to trip the boundary layer turbulence so you got more mixing. And I remember sort of failing in terms of trying to compute that, and I learned later that it requires some empirical knowledge of the actual system that you're trying to compute it for. But he would pump that hot water into a big, giant, round tank that was probably 10 feet in diameter, 6 feet tall, to store energy, and then use that to pump through the liquid air heat exchanger in the furnace.
Right.
To use the stored heat to heat the house instead of oil.
There's a project in the desert, I think in Nevada, where they've got I'm just guessing 1,000 mirrors that all one thing. It's a boiler boils water and make a turbine.
It might even be liquid sodium, I forget, but it's something crazy.
So cool idea. This is one of these ideas where you're like, oh yeah, that would actually work, and so it is amazingly cool.
Yeah, the other elements around it, because the reason they're trying to do that is the lack of the problem with trying to use alternate energies like wind and solar is the intermittent nature of it and the inability to store it. And the problem also of things like solar or wind is to provide enough electricity at peak demands for the population you're serving. You have to have an energy plant able to deliver it anyway. Right? So you have to you're doubling your energy source.
I mentioned this before, but I live near a man-made lake called Smith Mountain Lake, built in 61. It's one of very few pump-back hydroelectric dams in the world. And basically they made two lakes, and they store water up in the upper lake, and they run it back down, and they can pump back and forth, and it's like the lakes themselves become a huge battery.
Yeah, kinetic energy, yeah. Or potential energy, rather, yeah.
What else we got here? So, I'm not sure this is the right order, but this next one is the computer science bubble is bursting. I think your response was, oh.
Yeah, it's, I think, like a lot of things that get hyped up, next will be everybody going to AI or something. But,
yeah, you'll see that everybody will still program, but they just won't call it programming anymore. It'll be shifty bobbin or something. You're going
that kind of
things according to rules, right? Your life does not change, right? When I get an email from the auditor, then I really want to call my wife, and that's unique to you, and you're writing a sequence, and sure, it might run on somebody's platform, but guess what? You're doing conditional sequencing. You're programming.
Yeah, and I wonder, certainly not having any knowledge about modern computer software classes, but unlike aerospace engineering or mechanical engineering or civil, the software world changes so fast that, it's hard enough for the hard sciences, let's say, to keep their curriculums and their professors up to speed with what's in the workforce. I would think that software is even more challenging, and possibly, unless you're doing a lot of theoretical stuff, like you almost could think you could just have a propensity for it, learn it either on the job or with some less than a 4-year degree. Because pretty sure you're not spending 4 years and really learning how to do, like you're learning a bunch of other crap just to fill in time. So, yeah, I don't know. It might just be
I'm guessing, and I'm just pulling this out of the, I'm probably wrong, but I'm guessing we're going to see a slowdown of all the new versions of all the new frameworks and languages, because all the LLMs are trained on the earlier versions. And so new coders coming in are just going to use whatever's in the model. And you bring out a new version, then somehow you've got to update everybody with, okay, no, actually that's not true anymore. It's now we do it this way or that way. And people are just going to take the path of least resistance. Just keep doing it the old way.
Yeah, I found that a little bit with using Grok to ask some questions about some Jira cloud automation, and which is a pretty new thing. Some of the things that they're doing are very new, and the answers were generally in the right direction, but not perfect. Yeah, I was able to use some I see the missing piece that I couldn't find. Let me see if that works here in the cloud. So yeah, that's a little case of something leading edge. It's not in the LLM, to your point, like it wasn't trained on it. So how could it know it?
Goodness, it's and who cares whether it's 10 lines of code or some new crack bang feature that only has one keyword? It doesn't care. Can I do this? And it'll okay, fine. This is a perfect segue into this other article about the Twitter guy with the leaves. You still?
That was pretty impressive. Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
It's fun, and I really love just complaining about the end of the world with AI. I'm sorry, but it's just like it's hilarious. There's just so many things every day almost. AI will probably replace all the doctors, and there'll be a robot in everybody's nose, and it's just every day it's like that. It's hilarious. But I do want to highlight some things that do really, really cool stuff, because there's some really cool stuff too. Here's my friend Travis, science fiction writer. He had some leaves at home, and this is a great example of how to use the AI tools where you're in charge.
Yeah, so I had no idea you could do this. I wouldn't even thought to try this. It's like what? You can ask it things, and then build on it, and making a spreadsheet and go looking stuff up. And I wonder if it ever did buy something off of Amazon. I don't know. Did it? Anyway, this is crazy. It's really cool.
Sort of paraphrase what he did, but basically you could jerk yourself around with a local extension agent and try to what's going on in encyclopedia. Right. He just took a picture of his leaves and said, "Hey, what might this be?" And he didn't ask. This is the cool part. He did not ask for an answer. See, this is why I posted this. He asked for 10 answers.
Right. Give me a list of all diseases that affect the cherry trees and could look like this. Yeah.
He's not betting that the AI will think for him. He's just betting that the AI will do a better search of what it might be.
Yeah.
And that's a good bet.
Yeah.
So yeah, he says he gives him a list of 10 things. He says, go through each of these, get the scientific names. He's got a spreadsheet. It's just, I think it's crazy. Then it lists the diseases for another query, and he's having the AI build and update these spreadsheets as he goes along. And finally, he asks Amazon, "What can Amazon sell me that will fix this problem?" And he picks out a thing, and he orders the stuff from Amazon. It took him 90 minutes, and he said he would have never had an answer. He had to use the traditional ways of doing it. I love this. Yeah, this.
Yeah, I mean, I used. There was a cool-looking caterpillar
Cool.
yesterday,
Yeah.
and I thought, I wonder what it is. And it's got like a little red head, little tufts of yellow on it,
Kind of a crazy looking.
and doing just DuckDuckGo search, normal Google search, you can see a bunch of images, and then none of them say what it is when you click on the image. Or you can get a bunch of articles that say things like, "Oh, here's 18 types of things that," and then only one of them is this. So I didn't think, probably I should try it. I should say, "Hey, Grok, look at this. What is it?"
Grok, 2 days ago, I got a little, like a bump on my back, and the doc said it was this word, lipoma. Nothing to worry about, not a big deal, but I'm like, well, what the heck is it? So I went to Grok. I'm like, hey, Grok, what the heck is this thing and I described, I got this lump on my back, and Grok, oh, it's probably one of these 4 things. I'm like, oh, it's a third one. What the heck is this third one? Oh, that's also known as back mice, and it's fine unless it hurts. And so like 5 minutes later, I had like a whole little rundown of what I probably had, why not to worry about it. And I messaged my doc, said, Doc, I think I got this thing. Just update the record. There's nothing. He's like, yeah, you probably do. He said, we're good. Awesome. That is incredible. But I did not say, see, this is the difference between this and Google. We used to go, I have a little lump on my back. What could it be? And then you're going to get search rankings against lump on your back. You probably have cancer. You could be growing a hunchback. You could be in like this field of all these things. So this is the way to use AI. Get it to do a little probabilities and chase down the research yourself. So speaking of the right way to use AI, I love this next story, the clue. This, I don't know what to...
I know he was doing it to combat leak code, and I've seen that in like Reddit articles and stuff. I don't know what it is, but leak code sounds like some way that people take tests while interviewing or something. I don't know.
Ask you some crazy question like rebalance a red-black tree, Oh
gosh.
You're like, rebalance. It's not really programming. It's not solving problems. It's can you remember like an algorithm from your CS class? What it kind of boils down to.
Well, that's really a stupid way to test people. Right.
So these Y Combinator guys are making this universal cheating system. That's all I know how to call it. I don't really know. So the whole idea is going for a coding interview. The AI will answer your questions for you so that you won't have to like learn a bunch of crappy stuff that you're never going to use. But golly, wow, you can use that going on a date. The AI.
I saw the video.
Going on an interview.
Yeah.
Into this.
Did he have? Was he implying he's seeing something in his glasses, or like where he's got a little earpiece, like where, or is he just saying it would be like this if I were to translate my application into like dating? It would be this egregious.
So, Cluely published a video of the CEO using a hidden AI assistant to talk to a woman and lie about his age, even his knowledge of art, on a date at a fancy restaurant.
Okay, so it was a hidden. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, yeah, because it shows that as if there's a glass panel in front of him, and I was wondering, was it like broadcasting on his glasses or in his ear? Okay.
One of these kind of laugh things, because did it ever occur to these jackasses that the dates are just going to get their own version of this? And so become two AIs talking to one another like over pizza? This.
Well, of course it didn't, because it's a guy. didn't think that far.
I got a letter I want you to see here. So this past week, I get this letter from the insurance, one of my hospital or insurance companies. You can kind of see this is a letter. Very nice. Long and short of it, guess what? We hired a couple programmers last year, and they were doing a pretty good job until we realized that they don't exist.
No way.
They're not in the country They have no identity. They've just been doing the work and getting money for it. And they're like, well, of course, we don't even know. We don't know anything. So we had to fire them, whoever they may be. And guess what? Your data's probably been leaked. Like, thanks.
Damn.
What are you going to do, man?
Wow. Like, is this, 4 people in an office that haven't, they still have, I don't know, like no computers? Like, who in 2025 or 2024 is acting like this?
And they can do the work, and I'm just going to say, you're too stupid enough to do it yourself, so you want to hire somebody to do menial work that can be automated. Guess what? Somebody's going to automate it for you. That's just common sense.
Wow. What an embarrassing letter to have to send. Right?
You can tell it's embarrassing because it's like 4 pages. It's like single 10-point type. It's not really our fault. I mean, it's just all this.
Right. Yeah. It's really hard to find out the point of the letter.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we did talk earlier about how this voice sounds just like me. Well, they've got the equivalent with the video, of course, and it's just for really rich people right now. But I mean, it's probably worth $400 or $500 a month. Then you've got like a person and a voice. And how do you know it's not that person?
Yeah, some of those like ads for that technology are insane. Yeah, like what we can do for somebody did like a short movie. Forget what it might have been one like Trump and Elon.
Oh yeah, where they were working, they were doing some kind of job.
Well, it's sort of like rolling on after their little spat.
Right.
But and arcing through, Trump gets older and Elon's older, and they run back together, reminiscing. They're more like he's a dad figure, and like they're on the golf course. Trump is, and then Trump, keels over, but actually isn't dead. He just has like a heart attack or something. But he's much older, and then Elon visits him up. But it was like age progression, and it's like holy cow! Like look what someone can do with some kind of AI technology that makes images that makes humans look real. Yeah, you can't trust anything anymore. I'm pretty sure.
I saw a video with Trump and Elon. I think they were they were doing a cooking show where they got to put the eggs in, and they were all there's their voices and their bodies doing a cooking show.
That would be funny. Yeah, it's incredible technology.
I don't know, end of the worldness about it. I got into this AI voice thing to do my book. The audio book will be fine. It will not stutter. It will be, the voice will be me. It was just really, really awesome. But then think about it, John. Everybody can do this now. It's not just me. See, all these guys like this Cluely guys, they always think they're the only people. Like, I can do this now. Of course, everybody else will stay the same, but I can change my deal to get a. No, everybody's doing the thing at the same time. Your thing is not going to make a difference. There's going to be a flood of audiobooks. I self-publish, and my book publisher already is getting very, very strict about books because they're getting a bunch of junk.
Oh, like AI-generated books. Yeah. Well, we've sorted through lots of other technologies, and we'll sort through this one, and people will be scammed and injured, and yeah.
I'm really fascinated how this works. I used AI a couple weeks back to explore some story ideas. I've been kind of a dry spell, and one of the ideas I'm like, that's got some traction with me. And then I did a little exploring last week. I waited a few days, thought about it, and then, wait a minute, this is kind of cool. I like the way this kind of sets up here. So what's going to happen, as long as I do the work, is the passion will take over the emotional impact. I'm really excited about this emotion to deliver to people. But that's not text. That's like in here somewhere, right? It's not the thing that AI told me. I looked at that and thought, people are going to be upset or happy, interested because of this part that the AI doesn't know. It's just going to go. If the AI knew it, then it wouldn't be worth a damn. To be honest about it, it just be some kind of regurgitated stuff. So I'll give you. I asked the AI. I said, I'm interested in this type of story with this condition. Can you give me a list of 10 different types like that? And it did. And just like that, like number 8 was like, oh yeah, I don't think I've seen that done anywhere. Okay, and then my next question after a week was, okay, so if I had this story about doing this thing in this setting, is there another story about doing this thing in this setting? And it was like, well, it listed the top 10 again, and no, them were really close. I'm like, okay, now I've done sort of a negative search,
Right.
and I can go from there. So I think the AI can work in the negative space probably a lot more powerfully than it works like doing creative stuff. I don't see that happening. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah, certainly. That's part of the amazing thing that separates humans from everything else. Are a conscience, free will, love,
Yep.
and none of that crap's happening in no matter what AI, right? I mean, it's really good at faking it.
Yeah.
Like there's some really sad stories about people marrying their AI bot or some kind of crap. Like, oh boy, just as sad that somebody is that detached from humans, being a human.
Well, if you're interested in this, John McWhorter is a linguist. History of languages, how languages evolve, and the one thing you got to remember is that this stuff where we type stuff in, that's not language. That's text. We read text. It's not language. Language is talking and grunting and all this other performative stuff and body language. That's language. We did that for 80,000 years, and for maybe 800 years we've had text. This is not language. His point in his book was, he said, the really cool part is sometimes you can make the text work to deliver the feeling as if you're actually talking. The emotion, the real language. If you really know what you're doing, you can take your emotion, send it through the text, and hit the person. That ain't got jack shit to do with plot number 7, or that's nothing. It's not even close to that.
Yeah, and the sort of the scary part, in some sense, is the skill of the algorithms to evoke emotion and that feeling, as if, like you said, as if it's language or as if it's real. And that's the scary part to be.
Yes.
Who knows what's going to happen in the coming
level event. I really do. I think it's an extinction level event, but it has nothing to do with killer robots or how smart it is. It has to do with the fact that we are very, very willing to put intelligence in our mind into things that are not intelligent. We'll make up reasons why things happen without actually knowing them. It's just who we are.
Yep.
And AI is a perfect tool to give you like all kinds of reasons or whatever you want. It'll tell you whatever you want to hear. It can tell you that. So that's back some. It's going to have to somehow pull that back a bit. I mean, can you imagine a paranoid schizophrenic with an AI, like in an earpiece, confirming all of their fantasies as they walk around and look at the world? It's just a freaking nightmare. It's just an awful.
Yeah, it'd be like torture.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, the thing about the plant identification was a good positive story about AI. We'll stay with that one.
Is in there, and they actually have one for bugs as well. They can identify bugs. There's a bugs app.
Yeah, there's a website that I would use periodically. Like something like, "What is that bug?" or something, and a little human answer. Yeah, the heck was that? It was really good. What's that bug? Yeah, something like that. What is it? Yeah, what's that bug.com. Yeah, I wonder if his traffic numbers have gone down since.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of businesses working the way they used to work anymore. I don't, and I'm perfectly fine with all adapting. I love the marketplace, but it doesn't mean it's all going to be perfect. It's just, it's like we invented cars, and we need to remember, those little guys will run right over you too. The cars are really cool, but they'll run right over you. About 20 years for pedestrians to realize these aren't horses. The horse will stop, but a car will not.
Right. That's a great point. Yeah. A horse will stop, typically.
No. So, media. We talked about This Is Us. Any books or other?
Oh, well, I switched a little bit from reading about the Skunk Works, which still blows me away, about the F-117, and I bought 2 copies of Turn the Ship Around, which is sort of pretty popular leadership book about the difference between it's from the submarine commander, the difference between leader follower and leader. And I gave one to our son, and I thought, I'm going to start reading it as well. One of the vice presidents of TD Bank I was talking with a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned, it's funny, there was a bunch of, I'd already ordered it, and then he mentions, everybody I mentor, that's the first thing I do, I give them this book. I'm like, that's funny. There's 2 of them probably at my house right now while I'm up in Canada. And so I switched over to starting to read that just to kind of maybe stay in sync and prompt our son.
He was a celebrity for a while. I think it was maybe 8 years ago when the book first came out. He hit all the conferences, and he was the dude. He was the guy. I don't know what he's doing lately, but that was almost like a Stephen Covey type thing. He was.
Yeah, he's got praise from the likes of, I think, Covey and Cynic, and it's really hard for me not to jump ahead to I really need the backstory. I live the backstory. I see it all the time, right? And thought about jumping to the chapter where he starts talking about how do you create the environment in which the leader can work, because that's the biggest challenges we have. It's you stick your neck out and risk, get chopped off in a bad environment. So everybody just keeps their head down. It's kind of like you and I talked years ago about Agile and things like that, and how it's so often the people on the ground know what the heck's wrong and what to do about it, but
they've already read the books, right? The people on the ground not only are there doing the thing, they're not morons. Whatever book they probably read too, and there's reasons why they do it that way, and they probably won't tell you the reasons because you just tell management and they'll come get beat up and it'll still be broken. So it's a big obstacle. Yeah. I'm interested. I think I did this with startups, and I've done this with this stuff as well. It's like like you said, what happened? Like, forget the backstory. Tell me what happened. John, I just think there's so much selection bias. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just hard to make out the difference between I did this and it feels good to say I did this, and here's all the awesome results from, that he did something accidentally, or he did something that was ugly that he wouldn't want to share. All these other things could also happen, and then, that didn't get in the story. So, God, it's tough racket. I finished The Age of Diagnosis, How Our Obsession with Medical Labels is Making Us Sicker. That is the best health book I have read in about 10 years.
Wow.
I'll give you how it changed my life. My dad had brain cancer. He died when I was about 19, and they didn't tell him he had brain cancer. And because he was going to die, and he knew. I mean, they don't think you got a mass without you knowing. He knew. But nobody sat down and said, you have a mass, you're going to be dead in 10 months. It's just, so I was mad. I was mad about that for a long time. And she's a research psychiatrist and a neurologist. She's talking about the Huntington disease, guys. The Huntington disease is always fatal, and it's the first genetic test we have a test for. It came out in the late 80s. So there's this question of, okay, do you want a test that'll tell you you're going to die? And everybody would answer, and I would answer, yes, I want to know. But they found that was not the answer. It's like, after decades of going through this, the Huntington Disease Association, they ask for everybody to have counseling first before they do it. And after you have the counseling, it's like a 95% rate of don't tell me.
Wow, interesting. Is that because the symptoms are not so ambiguous? Like, you probably know it anyway, and why make it certain?
You would spend your whole life waiting on the symptom to show up.
Oh,
You just
I see. So it's like a marker. It's a genetic marker.
coughing now because of this thing, or is it really? And it's just.
Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, for sure. Yeah, screw that. It's just live my whole. Yeah, that's knowledge that science might be able to give you, but yeah, but God didn't build that into us to know some weird ass genetic marker ahead of time.
She comes up with a rule that I really like, and that is that overdiagnosis is not when you're not sick. That's misdiagnosis. Overdiagnosis is when they can tell you have something, but there's nothing they can do for you. So it's not that they're making up diseases. It's like you have this disease that you're going to die with. It sucks to be you. So I mean that doesn't really happen.
Yeah, I participated in some kind of a DNA research thing. Turned out it didn't go any further because I didn't have whatever they were looking for. But it was genetic, some kind of genetic testing. And then they did have some language in there because you would also find out, I don't know if it was that BRCA thing or what, but it's kind of like some other things will come out. Are you sort of asking, are you sure? Because you're going to find out some marker.
Right, yeah, she has one of the case studies, there's a lot of case studies here. I had a patient, I forget the symptoms, but they figured out finally what it was after like 5 or 10 years. It was a little sequence of genes that like 3 other people in the world have. So it's like, okay, now I can tell you what you have. You know, there's nothing to be done. And she's like, well, I kind of feel better, but you know, that's I had never really considered the question in detail and in depth until I read this book, and it's made me.
Yeah, that's a fascinating, great question for discussion, right? It's one of those. It's not about ethics per se, but it's just would you want to know about, and when would you want to know it? Yeah, because it's.
I think in the last year or so, I would want to know because I would want to get my affairs in order. But past it, some point, 6 months or years, like I'm not going to. Should be living as if I'm dying anyway. So this is not to be changed. You know, and change it.
Yeah.
Another book I finished, I think week before last. This is The War of Return, how Western indulgence of the Palestinian dream has obstructed the path to peace. This was written before all of this latest kerfuffle. I think it was written about 2005 or so. And it was written by a couple Israelis who were liberals and wanted to come to the peace table, and then spent a long time doing the research of how the peace processes went over the years. And they're like, nah. We keep telling them that they have these rights to return, all this other stuff, and it just makes them crazier and crazier. But this is in detail. No bullshit. We'll go back to like 1905 and just go through each little thing, and a little bit tedious, but it was good to know. Good to go over.
Yeah, it's some of those situations like makes me think of Yugoslavia. So under Soviet rule, it was a bunch of countries that were just shoved together through, diktat, not because they were. And then poof, once you kind of unleash that order, that iron fist rule, so to speak, then, I don't know, centuries old hatred or hostilities or stupid things pop out, and there's no simple solution. Yay for being American.
The automobile going to, we are a lot better here in Virginia than the guys in West Virginia because they're just a bunch of rednecks. Okay, I'll just be honest with you. They're inbred. But I think about being able to travel as an American. We can just drive around and meet these people. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's I am torn with the sadness that we don't understand the Palestinians, and we don't understand the Israelis. And the reason we don't understand it is it doesn't make any sense to us to have a religious system that emphasizes killing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. There is no, I'm sorry, there's no justification of that. There's, they are, it's a cult of death.
Yes, it is.
And that's just the antithesis of everything that is human and life and love.
When Bush declared a war on terrorism, everybody made fun of it, but I got it. In terrorism, you can't commit suicide taking little babies out. That's terrorism. I don't care what your cause is. I don't care if you're good cause, bad cause. That way of warfare is immoral. It's illegitimate. It's worse than chemical weapons. It's horrible. Got to stop.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and they also believe in the crazy ass, 12th Caliphate or some kind of, we are to be wiped off the earth, and you better take them at their word.
I recommended Melissa, my wife bought the Quran this past week because she has a Afghan kid she's working with. She said, I'm going to read it. I'm like, but I recommend to her a book called The Battle for God. Karen Hughes, I think, former Catholic nun in the 90s, said, why do these people keep killing one another? And so she got out of the convent and did research on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And it's a wonderful, wonderful explanation of how we ended up here. It's just as good now as it was 30 years ago. It's a good book.
Huh. I heard an interesting podcast with Jordan Peterson interviewing, I think he was one of the sons of like one of the leaders or founders of Hamas or something like that. Pretty fascinating to hear it from his perspective. He's Christian now, but yeah, like you said, it's totally foreign to 99% of America. We just don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm blessed to be an American.
It's I don't. Yeah, there's the book here, Battle for God. It was.
Cool.
It is freaking awesome. Not that big a read, maybe 200 pages or so. Very easy to read. A very kind person. She comes at this from a spirit of compassion for all three major religions. This is not a here's all the awful things they did kind of book. This is the wow. Okay, why do believing these things make sense to these people? And it was great, really good. Recommend it. Okay, so I guess that's about it. John, I think we did this. I'm thinking we didn't sound like chipmunks.
No, the proof will be in the pudding that ends up on.
The trick, I told you keep your expectations really low. It doesn't matter. Like, Tim can't hear. Okay, well, see you, Tim. Come back another year or so. We'll get that worked out. Thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye.
All right, see you, Daniel.
Good. Okay, disconnect that, and I will go back to my wonderful title screen. Yeah. Roundup. You'll see I have a Discord to come to if you want to post links and join us. Everybody's welcome. There's a little QR code for you. Daniel Markham, I will see you on the internet.